Karla, you are currently mastering the art of coaching tennis. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to teach the volley to beginners. With this method that I'm going to show you, you can have beginners hit excellent volleys on day one. But it's not only that. Many players struggle with volley technique. And even for them, this is a great way to recalibrate the volley technique. So we're going to get started with the forehand. You're not going to need the racket. You can put it against the net. And I want you to stand right in the middle like this and stick your right hand out in front of you. And it's important that you have the student put the elbow in front of the body, that there's a distance between the elbow and the body. Put it a little bit more in front. Remember when we did the wood exercise?
Oh yeah.
And we did with the pole. Excellent. This is amazing. It's important that right from the beginning, we get the correct angles with the wrist and the elbow. So the arm is going to be bent. The wrist is going to be bent like this. And now, simply from that position, you are going to hit the ball with the hand right at me. Excellent. That's step number one. Now, grab your racket, put the racket into your left hand, find that same position of your elbow and your hand with the right hand, and now stick the strings onto your hand. And now, with the strings in front of you, you're going to make contact and give it a small tap towards me with your hand. You're going to slide your right hand down towards the throat. You're going to keep 3 fingers on the string, and you're going to find that same angle that you were in before, and you're going to make sure that the racket face is just slightly open. You're going to gently tap the ball right at me.
Oh no.
It's okay. Come again. Karla, we're going to recalibrate your volley, because the volley is one of the things that you got to improve on your game. Right to me, not too much movement. You want to make sure that your hand and the racket is angled this way, that you maintain this position after the hit. Avoid the temptation to go like this. Now, the purpose of this method of teaching is that you're building a connection between the hand and the ball. And that is a much easier way to learn the volley, as opposed to starting with the hand on the bottom of the handle and now the ball's coming, and you don't really have that same connection with the hand and the ball. And a lot of players lack control, therefore. So you're building incredible control, and not only that, you're building the right biomechanics into the forehand volley right off the bat. Okay, do a couple more with the fingers on the string, and just do a little firmer so that the ball goes right into my hand. A lot of students will not give enough pressure onto the ball and it won't make it far. So when you're throwing the ball from this distance, you want to make sure that you catch it in the air, that the ball doesn't bounce in front of you. Excellent. One more. Very good. Now, with the same hand position, you're going to slide down towards the bottom of the grip, and you're going to make sure that you're in a continental grip, and you check that your student is indeed in a continental grip. Make sure that that index finger goes around the handle more, index finger.
More like that?
There you go. This is one of the most common mistakes where players put the index finger up, very common on beginners as well. So make sure that the index finger is around the grip. Make sure that there's a gap between the middle finger and the index finger, no doubt about that. And now you find that same angle between your elbow and your wrist, and you do that same movement. Good. Okay, the final step in this progression is rallying gently back and forth with the forehand volleys. Let's try it out. Okay, the key is now when the ball starts flying, it's going to go into the body a little bit, it's going to go a little bit to the right, is that we maintain the distance between the elbow and the upper body. Make sure there's space there, and make sure that the wrist is bent and the tip of the racket is pointed towards the side. That is the key, because as the ball starts getting in these uncomfortable positions, students might lose that angle. They start pulling the elbow behind the body and so on. So make sure you maintain this angle of the elbow. Now, another thing that's important to consider is that you don't need to teach them to turn. They can be completely open when hitting forehand volleys. So in the very beginning, when players are learning to volley, absolutely no turn required. Later on, players will of course have to cover more ground on the volley. If you were to move laterally and you're completely open, this is a very uncomfortable movement, right? Because you're moving sideways. So naturally, as you start moving laterally, you make a slight turn and you're moving in a natural way this way, and this will involve more of a turn of the upper body. But remember that the volley has no rotation. It's all about deflection. And one trap a lot of beginners fall into on the volley is that they turn too much and they stomp too much into the volley and they lose that connection to the ball. This makes the contact too far behind naturally, and they can't really volley well because of it. Once you learn the proper angle of the elbow and the hand, once you develop a connection between the ball and the hand, once you start making a lot of volleys, now the more complicated volleys where you're moving forward and to the side, they're going to be a lot easier. And then later down the road, you can start teaching them the volley lag, but you don't have to worry about that on day one. It's enough to just deflect the ball and give it a gentle push forward. So Karla, just to test whether this recalibration method works on advanced players, let me see some forehand volleys. I'm going to go to the baseline and hit them right to me, okay? Let's see if this had an effect on your volley.
Ah!
Get the elbow in front.
Keep the elbow. Find
that angle. There you go. Karla, avoid the temptation to extend the arm.
Okay.
Volleying with a slight bend is always better. Because again, when you are fully extended here, you lose the connection to the ball. And players, even beginners, will have an instinct when the ball goes to the side, instead of moving, they'll just stretch their arm out. So avoid that instinct and make sure the body moves first and not the arm, okay? So you're gonna move the body first, and if you can, you're gonna maintain this angle of the elbow. If you, of course, have to reach, and that's the only way you can get a volley back, you will have to extend as well. But make sure not to extend as your first move. Yes, again.
No.
See, another thing that's important on the volley is keeping the hold a little bit firmer than usual. Because the volley is all about deflection, holding it a little bit tighter is going to help. And that's even true for beginners. If they're holding the racket too sloppy, you tell them to firm up their hold. Yes, beautiful. One thing that you will feel when you get a firmer hold is that you get more pop on the volley. Go again, don't extend too much. Beautiful volley. And last one. Excellent volley, Karla. Nice. So Karla, did you feel a difference on those?
Yeah, I did. It was like, it felt cleaner.
Cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to frame sometimes.
That's what it's supposed to feel like, a lot cleaner. All right, now on the back end, it's going to be different, but there are going to be some similarities in the progressions. So put the racket against the net, and you're going to put your left hand in that same position we had the right hand in. All right, you're just going to tap the ball gently to me with your left hand. Good. All right, now take the racket into your right hand. Put the strings behind the left hand and put the left hand in that same position that you had it in previously. And now you're going to continue to hit the ball with your left hand. You're going to hit it right into my hands. Very good. 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 My hand is the target right here. There you go. Excellent. Now you're going to slide the left hand down towards the throat. And you're not going to put the fingers behind the strings. What you're going to do is put the fingers around the throat. Okay. And now, this is one of the most phenomenal progressions that I've ever seen. And it was invented by my dad. Rest in peace. You just did this movement here, like this. Now, you're going to hold the racket by the throat, and you're going to go towards the ball. And right before making contact, you're going to let go and give it a small little push. So it's the same movement, but the only difference is that your hand is not behind the string and it's not on the racket at the moment of contact. But you're going to try to keep it there until the very end, until the ball is literally right in front of your strings. You let go. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent, Karla. Look how clean these are. Very clean. So on day one, you can have students hit perfect backhand volleys. And the backhand volley, especially with juniors, is a very difficult shot. So what the left hand does, it gives you more stability, because a lot of players let go too early. And naturally what's going to happen on the backhand volley with a lot of players, when they make contact, when the ball starts coming faster, is that the wrist will collapse a little bit. There will be a drop. But keeping the left hand on the racket as long as possible, even though you're not using it at the contact, gives the racket more control. And it's a lot easier to have stability when you make contact with the ball. So now, Karla, we're going to try to rally backhands, and you as the coach can have them rally to your forehand. It's going to be a lot easier than hitting it cross court at a diagonal backhand to backhand. So straight towards your forehand as a coach, and you can try to rally with them on day one. And just, again, make sure that that left hand is on the string as long as possible. If they mess up, if the volley completely falls apart in the rally, you can go back to that first progression where the hand is behind the string, and you do that maybe 5 to 10 times, and then go back into a rally, and it usually cleans it up right away. So now, just to test whether this recalibration has worked on your backhand volley, let me feed you some hard ones from the baseline, and let's see what happens. You let go too early. Keep that left hand on the racket much longer, Karla.
Okay.
Much longer. Good. Good, backhand volley, nice. How did those feel?
Yeah, those were awesome. I felt more in control.
Way more in control. And you felt more stability, right?
Yes, for sure.
When it comes to the setup on the backhand volley, you can be a little bit more closed, because naturally, when you are hitting forehand volleys, it's going to be very comfortable to be open. But on the backhand, if you're completely open and making contact over here, it's going to feel weird. You're going to feel a pull here around the shoulder. So a little bit of a turn is going to make that backhand volley more natural. And generally, that's going to involve even a small little step towards the ball. But in the very beginning, in those first few progressions, when the players are playing with the left hand, they're going to make contact a little bit closer to the body, and it's okay for them to be more open. So remember, on the first progression, the hand behind the strings, more open, contact closer to the body, just to get this feel. But then when they start going like this, they can turn a little bit more and build more distance into the backhand volley. But even here, avoid a complete extension of the arm. A slight bend is going to be okay. And on the forehand volley, even a more severe bend is going to help to gain stability and get that correct angle of the wrist.
Nick, are you ready to learn how to volley?
I'm not ready yet. I want to tell you one more thing. So with beginners, you can try to rally backhand volleys right off the bat. And what I would do on day one is not mix up forehand backhand volleys. I would do one at a time, and then maybe in the second or third lesson, you can start introducing them to the ready position at the net, and now switching between forehand and backhand volley. This becomes very overwhelming on day one, and generally their technique falls apart and they start going like this. So I would do forehand and backhand inside of a rally on a separate day, because that's going to involve, proper ready position and making sure that the technique is clean and that it's accessible when balls are unexpectedly coming either to the forehand or the backhand side. So now, Karla, are you ready to teach me, a left-handed beginner, how to volley?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, Nick, are you ready to learn how to volley?
I'm ready, but I have a question first.
Yep.
I thought that when you hit the ball back and forth, that's called volleying.
No,
I'm confused.
Called rallying.
Oh, rallying. Okay. So what's a volley then?
A volley is when you take the ball out of the air.
Oh, okay.
So let's go ahead and start with your forehand volley. So first, we're just going to put the racket here up at the net.
Okay.
And I want you to bend your arm. You're doing left arm. To extend it a little bit further. I'm going to pass you the ball, and you're just going to come a bit closer, come a bit closer. You're just going to tap it back to me. Is that okay?
I've never volleyed before with my left hand. This is going to be very interesting.
Nice job. Good. All right. So let's go ahead and do the next thing. So go ahead and grab your racket. And you're going to put that in your right hand. And you're going to still have your left arm extended. And you're going to put the strings. Extended. Oh, it's bent. All right. You're still going to have your left arm bent. You're going to put your strings up at your hand. And you're just going to tap it back to me. Can you do that?
Sure.
All right. Let's do it. Oh. It's a bit better.
That feels really good.
Couple more. Good job. There we go. That's a bit better. Last one. Nice. Okay. You're doing great at this for never having volleyed with your
Thank you
left
so
hand
much.
before. All right. So that's with your right hand. Makes sense.
Say again?
But you're using your right hand, so it makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Just ignore that part.
Okay, anyway, so you're doing great. Let's move on to the next thing. So you're going to go and put your fingers here at the throat.
Yeah.
Nice job. And what do? You just pass it back to me?
Let go.
With your right hand? All right. So you're just going to put your fingers up at the throat. You're going to let go with your right hand. You're going to try and volley now with your left hand. You ready? So
I'll do the same thing as before?
Yeah, I'm just going to pass it to you.
Yeah, same thing, right? Just
same thing.
Gently tap it like this?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Good job. Come again. Whoop. Oh.
That was a rough feed.
All of them are rough feeds. All right, right here. Good job. Let's do it again. Nice. Couple more. And last one. Good. All right, Nick. So you can go ahead and slide your hand down, all the way down. Good job. You
like
want to
this?
have no. You want to have a little bit of space between your index fingers.
Like this?
Yeah, it looks good to me. All right, so you're just going to volley them back to me. You ready? Nice job. Good. Tennis king right here. Nice job. All right, and for the last thing, what we're going to do, we're going to volley back and forth.
Okay,
right?
That's awesome.
You ready?
Let's try it. I've never volleyed back and forth
with
my
your left
forehand
hand?
volley lefty.
Good job.
Oh!
Nice job. Keep going. Good job.
This is so fun.
Nice job, Nick. All right, Nick, are you ready to learn backhand volley?
I am.
All right, so go ahead and put your racket down. We're going to do the same thing we did with your left hand when you were tapping it back to me.
Okay.
We're going to do that with your right hand.
Okay.
So go ahead and bend it a little bit forward. Good. Pass it back to me. Oh, nice job. Good. Keep it going. Nice job. So go ahead and grab your racket.
Just like a beginner. That was so perfect, actually.
So go ahead and keep your right hand extended.
Extended.
Go ahead and keep your right hand bent.
Same way as I had it before?
Same as you had it before.
Okay.
You're going to put your racket strings on it. Come a little bit closer.
Yep.
We're going to do the same thing we did on the other side.
Sure.
Nice. That was great.
For some reason, this is a lot easier. How come?
I wonder.
Maybe in another life, I used to be a right-handed player.
Nice. All right. Go ahead and grab. We're going to slide your hands down a little bit to the throat. Good. You're not going to leave your fingers on. So good. And I'm going to pass the ball back to you. You're just going to let go the top of the racket with your right hand. You ready?
Sure.
Here are a couple. Oops.
Like that?
No. Okay. So that was a good try.
Okay, thanks.
But basically, you just want to let go ever so slightly right before you're going to hit the ball. All right?
Oh, okay. Right before I make contact with the ball, I let go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not swinging around.
That makes sense.
All right, let's do it. Try again. Nice. That was pretty good. Good. Here, a little bit stronger. Nice. There we go. Volley king. Okay.
If this is not proof that this progression is amazing, I swear, I never in my life have I hit one-handed lefty backhand volleys. And those were absolutely perfect. So you're an amazing coach, Karla.
I learned from the best. Thank you.
Very good.
All right, so let's do volleying back to back.
Just to remind you, slide over a little bit so we can volley straight. It's going to be your forehand to my backhand.
Yeah.
So you just make sure that you're a little bit more on that side.
Okay, sounds good.
Because straight is going to be a lot easier to keep the ball going.
There we go. Oh, nice pickup.
Wow, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I missed.
Unbelievable feel on the one-handed lefty backhand volley, which I've never ever hit in my life. You did a fantastic job teaching me. Next time, we're going to learn how to teach the beginner serve. And then on another time, we're going to teach the beginner overhead.
Okay, awesome.
Very good job.
Thanks so much, Nick.